My name is Catherine Pettigas. I'm based in London. I'm a collector. I'm mostly of Latin American art. I'm a patron, and I'm also an art historian. So I write books, and I'm also I give lectures, and I'm quite busy in the art world in London. I think it would have been two works from Mexico, because Mexico is where our passion for Latin America started. With my husband Frank and I, we used to live in Mexico, and we bought works from Francis Alice. I think that was probably one of the first works we bought, and also some photographs by Gabriel Orozco. And these are two, still to today, they are two artists who have a fairly important presence in the collection. It's a collection that is mostly focused on Latin America. I would say up to 85%. And we go back and forth between contemporary and modern works. So I think we started more with contemporary, then looking perhaps at the sources that these artists have used for their work, and then going back towards and therefore buying modern art from the region, and then going back and forth with the contemporary works. The other 15% of the collection is made up of artists from Britain, artists from the constructivist movement, a movement that sort of developed in the 1950s and 60s, with artists who had a dialogue with artists from Brazil of the concrete movement, or artists from Venezuela, many of whom were living in France. They were working with the Galerie Denise René, and so we have also expanded in that area. And then we have also a few works by French modernist artists. Well, I think it's helped me a lot, especially to edit these books, the books that I've done, because I have a sort of outsider's view. I don't owe anything to anyone. I don't belong to any coterie or any faction. You know, the Latinos, they tend to have this sort of very heated relationship. So I'm pretty much out of this, and so I can also judge maybe the local scene in a wider context, because I'm used to other markets in Europe and elsewhere. I have this strong feeling that what makes the difference between a collector and a buyer is the will and the sort of commitment to support institutions. And so over the years we've spent about a quarter of the budget that we spend in purchasing art to support institutions. So I'm a trustee of the Whitechapel Gallery in London. I'm also on a couple of different boards at the Tate, the Latin American Acquisitions Committee, and the International Council, where I'm on the executive committee. I'm also on the council of the Serpentine Gallery. And then I also support some smaller institutions which I think make a big difference. One is Gasworks, where I'm a trustee, and the other is called Fluxus Art Projects. It's a Franco-British sort of venture that I chair. It was an initiative of the French Embassy in Britain. I think it's important because often when I support those small institutions, for example, even if you give a little bit of money compared, to how much you need to contribute to larger institutions, it really makes the difference between an artist being able to exhibit or not exhibit. And for me, I think it's so important, this notion. I think the institutions tend to purchase works on a different scale to individuals. So I think often, we help the institution buy pieces that are perhaps not the kind of pieces that we would buy normally. But also I think supporting the institution is part of acquiring knowledge. I think what the institutions sort of help you with is opening those horizons. And I think the knowledge is good for everybody. I think especially in these very overheated markets commercially, I think it's important to preserve that depth of knowledge, the understanding of perhaps deeper issues. to do with the artist or with the art. So I don't see it as a conflict of interest, I see it as enriching one another. As part of my sort of support and collecting, I've been involved in now 2 publications for a British publishing house. It's distributed by Thames and Hudson. The first book was a survey of the contemporary art scene in Brazil. It came out in November 2012. The second book was a survey of the contemporary art scene in Mexico. It came out in October 2014. And now, for my scenes, I have embarked on a third project, which is a survey of the contemporary art scene in Colombia. I think it would probably be quite interesting to have a curator to sort of push you out of your comfort zone. I think it's difficult for me, to really launch myself in new talents, in new areas of the collection. I do a lot of research as part of my works with these books, as part of the committees I'm part of, attending these fairs, and so I do a lot of research, but sometimes maybe I don't challenge myself enough. Having a curator, I think, also helps with the day-to-day running of the collection, with all the conservation issue, the cataloging. We are thinking of having a website so that the collection is a bit more available, is better known, and I think having a curator would help. But at the moment, I have a PA, we tend to do it at home on a sort of more amateurish manner. I think if we effectively end up doing that foundation, I think that would be the time to have somebody a bit more focused on the collection. A lot of prices are incredibly overheated, it seems. I sometimes buy pieces that are significant, that are important pieces, and when it's necessary I'm happy to do it. But I also feel that the collector has to do more homework to try and find value. And so I don't like to chase pieces, once they've been very inflated. So I think that's where doing my research, I think, has helped to try to avoid this overheating of prices. I receive emails or messages for quite a number of galleries ahead of the fair. So it's true that the minute I get in the fair, I try to go straight to the galleries where there is a work that I would like to obtain. And I've had a mixed success this time. So I hesitated for 30 minutes. When I came back, I had been told the work was on hold. But in those 30 minutes, the work was sold. So I bought another one, but I'm not as happy. So yes, it is an overheated market, for sure. It's still a seller's market, I think. I bought some pieces by the Costa Rican artist Federico Herrero, whom I've met in his studio in Costa Rica, and whom I'm very fond of, and so I wanted to support him. And I bought a couple of other things. I bought also a piece by Maria Nepomuceno. In fact, I bought 2 smaller pieces this time, but I already have 2 larger installations by Maria. And these were 2 works in barro, in ceramic, which I didn't have, and so that's again the idea of buying in depth. And I still have a hold on another Brazilian artist, but as long as I don't buy it, I'm not going to say it just now. I would say that you have to do homework, you have to try and learn. You can do it very wonderfully by supporting an institution, and as a result, getting the knowledge from the institution as being part of a collector's circle to support the institution. So I think getting knowledge, reading, going to gallery openings, going to art fairs, your local art fair, I would say this is all quite important. I would say also just try to enjoy the works that you buy, because after all this is an incredible privilege to be able to surround yourself by works of art. And so I would say what is most important is to enjoy collecting.